Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. First night in the new layout of the tiny house, and I'm pretty happy with it. The bed is comfy, a lot bigger than before, which is great. And yeah, it's a rainy, damp, crap day outside, and pretty much picked a good night last night to come over and stay over at the Off-Grid Tiny House here, because it turned out today that it was going to be rain, and more rain. So I'm not really going to do much here today at the Off-Grid Tiny House. Probably going to just be lazy around here for a couple more hours, then take off when we get a break in the rainfall. But other than that, all is good. The inverter's on, the entertainment system's on. I just got it paused at the moment. And I'm probably going to have to leave the inverter on, even at night, just so I don't go over the overvolt safety disconnect of the battery. Battery's still usable. The thing is, it's just what happened was the battery wasn't being used very much, so it was pumping a ton of solar into it, and then when it gets to a certain voltage, it cuts off the solar power to the battery. But the battery's still usable because I'm using it right now. And yeah, so when I bring the battery level voltage down to a certain degree, that's when it will automatically reset and start bringing solar power in again. That's basically all that means. So just so if anybody's curious or doesn't know what's going on. But other than that, I closed up the window here. I had the window open just a little crack for most of the night, just to get a little fresh air in here. Because occasionally when I restock the wood stove up, I'll get a little smoke in here, so that's why I do that, so I'm not, gonna get smokers lung or anything like that. But yeah, so right now, as we speak, as it's raining, the tiny house is collecting and harvesting free rainwater from Mother Nature that I will later use to do all kinds of stuff in here. And the first thing I'm gonna do with the water is I'm gonna mop up the entire floor in here with some bleached lemon scent, and we're gonna clean that up nice and decent because it's due. Now you can probably hear on camera all the noises in the tiny house. It is windy out there, guys, so the wind turbine's been running non-stop most of the night and most of the morning. However, during my overnight, I pretty much assumed that one of my old solar batteries is pooched, and it is. So, in one of my recent videos, I mentioned that I'm going to be changing that stuff over there to make it usable. So that will be coming in a upcoming future videos here, guys, which will be nice. And that means the clicking will stop. Yay! I'm going to disconnect that switch because I will be down to only one battery. And I will probably run that battery until it is totally pooched itself. And then that will give me time to get a lithium battery of some sort and that will be the replacement for the lithium, or for the lead acid batteries, because I'm not going back to lead acid. Once you guys go lithium, you won't go back, so that's the saying. So super happy with my setup so far. Still got plenty of work to do, but today's one of those lazy days where, you know, you're just not going to do anything. And I worked yesterday, and I didn't get to sleep in too much here because of the noise that I had to fix, get up and stock up the wood stove and all that. But then I went back to bed and got a couple more hours sleep, so I'm pretty rested, not too bad. And I'm pretty chilled out right now, so not a big deal. So all is good, folks. All is good at the off-grid tiny house. The grow tent, you guys saw me try to assemble that in a couple videos there, and that was a disaster because the instructions suck and nothing's labeled. And yeah, I should have bought a smaller one. I didn't know how large that was gonna be, but damn, that's huge. Anyways, I'll figure that thing out sometime down the road. But the other thing I was gonna suggest about that, or even a smaller grow room, but that one in particular is pretty big. That's a nice size for what I was thinking here that I'm gonna tell you. In a SHTF situation or prepping, if you had a grow tent like that set up in a building or outside or whatever, you could actually use it. Well, you definitely want to put it inside because I don't know how waterproof those things are. But you could literally stay inside of it on a cot or some type of raised structure and sleep in there inside that reflective tent, because it has the same capabilities as the Mylar survival blankets, so it's going to keep you kind of well regulated, nice and warm and cozy in there. In a pinch, if you were in a situation where you had to stay super warm, you know, probably winter situation, some kind of blizzard or something. So, like I said, you can get in there, put a little cot up inside. It's big enough you can set a whole cot up, no problem. And then throw a sleeping bag in there, and you're good to go. And actually, you could probably put, well, you could have two people side by side in there at one time, and like set up even two cots, and you'd still have room. And you know, that would keep you guys nice and toasty warm. So just an idea. But then again, you guys seen how I struggled setting that thing up. So yeah, that's the downfall of that thing. It should be labeled better and properly, but you know, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you get cheap Chinese. Most of the time, but most of the time you get these cheap Chinese instructions, and then just they half-ass it somewhere. So obviously they half-ass the instructions, and you know, it wouldn't kill them to color code the tent. This color be the top, this color's at the bottom, this color for the sides. You know, make it easy. Because, you know, I know it's used to grow all your weed and your vegetables and stuff, but make it easy for setup, guys. Like, just ridiculous. So anyways, I will figure that out eventually once I do look up some more stuff online. But other than that, pretty happy with the stayover. I wired in the outer door so it wouldn't, what was happening because it's so windy out, the outer door would get caught in the wind and then just slam really hard up against the side of the trailer on the outside. And that's actually what woke me up this morning, and I was like, what? So, eventually, I got up, turned the lights on, put some screws in, took some of this wire that I had, and wired up the door so the outer door wouldn't be a sail out in the wind there. So far, so good. And also keeps the rain off my inner door, on the outside of my inner door anyway. And it is raining. It's not pouring, but it's steady. And it's, hey, I'm catching all that rain. Well, most of it anyway. 50% of it anyway I'm catching, because I only have the gutters on one side of my trailer. So this side I'm losing that water, but one side's plenty, it seems, so far. And eventually, once I get the funds, I will be fine-tuning the gutter system out there with some high-quality adhesive tape that'll kind of hold the water and direct the water right into the gutter system even better. And that way I'll capture way more water. It'll be worth it. So that's the main thing, the goal. Other than that, guys, I think that's it for this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Rob from the Afghan Tiny House. Check it out.